Kelly's Reading Corner, Kelly's Reading Corner. Because what else would I be doing with two kids during a pandemic but reading picture books? So join us. Hi there, and welcome back to Kelly's Reading Corner. And yes, you saw it right. There are tadpoles among us. And today we will be reading The Toad by Elise Gravel. We are going to learn all sorts. Well, let's learn something a little bit about her first. As a child, Elise Gravel was already fascinated by disgusting little creatures. At 3.5, she founded the Organization for the Defense of Disgusting Creatures. I wonder if a 3-year-old could say that. Of which she was both president and the only member. Nowadays, when she's not busy petting a toad, she writes and illustrates strange children's books. I like it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, give a warm round of applause for our friend the toad. Hi, how are you? The toad is a type of frog, but with some special traits. Toads and frogs are both descended from a frog who lived millions of years ago in South America. Hola! That's kind of cool. Oh, there are more than 5,000 species of toads and frogs. Some live in the water, some live in the trees, some live on the ground, some live in your bed. Just seeing if you're paying attention. Toads are frogs that live on land and have drier skin, shorter legs, and stouter bodies. Stout meaning wide, wider than toads. Some toads are really weird. That's a bit judgmental, isn't it? The Emi mustache toad, for instance, it grows a mustache made of spikes. Well, that is kind of weird. It says, hey, ladies. Oh, the Venezuela pebble toad. It disguises itself as a pebble when threatened. The Suriname, you could ask Siri about this one. The Suriname toad, her babies come out of her back. Interesting. The cane toad can grow as big as 15 inches or 38 centimeters. That's pretty big. Get out your rulers and measure 38 centimeters and see how big that really is. In this book, we'll be talking about Bufo bufo, or the common toad. Bufo bufo. The toad's skin is very special. She drinks and breathes through it. She needs to keep her skin hydrated, so she lives where she has access to water. Apparently in places like the toilet. Is that right? No, she doesn't live in the toilet. The toad eats mostly bugs, worms, and spiders. The toad is a pretty lazy hunter. She sits and waits for her prey to walk by her, and then she catches it with her long tongue. I don't know if that sounds lazy to me. I think that sounds patient. A patient hunter. Oh, and here's a little unsuspecting bug coming along going, tra-la-la-la-la. Oh, sigh, she says, maybe someday an ice cream cone will walk by. Could happen. The toad sometimes sheds her skin to keep it healthy, and that's kind of gross. It means she gets rid of the old skin and then she eats it. Ew! Oh, well, apparently eating skin is part of a healthy diet for her. guess it's recycling. It's recycling on a whole new level. When the toad is threatened, she releases a toxin through her skin to ward off predators. It tastes disgusting. I will take their word for it. Some toad species put out a toxin so strong that it can be deadly. You don't want to get on that toad's bad side. We often call the bumps in the toad's back warts, but they're not. There's no warts. They're just bumps in her skin that helped her blend in with her surroundings. And we call that camouflage. They're camouflaging themselves against, well, I call it camouflage. Apparently she calls it beauty spots. To each their own. Oh, that's a sad frog. Oh, not the frog. I keep saying frog. I mean toad. This is the toad, Kelly. Wake up. The toad lays her eggs in the water, as many as 6,000. That's a lot of froggy toad. That's a lot of toad diapers. At the same time, she lays them in very long strings in shallow water, and the eggs face many dangers, including being eaten by hungry animals. Only a few lucky toads will make it. I guess that's why 6,000. All right. Baby toads are called tadpoles. They're pretty cute, huh? They got no arms, they got no legs. Oh, and they're born and they live underwater for 8 to 12 weeks until their legs have grown and their tails have disappeared. Then they move onto land where they can live for up to 12 years. So here are the stages. We've got stage 1, we've got a good old tadpole. Oh, and then we have a tadpole with back legs. And then we have a tadpole with back legs and front legs. And then we have a fully fledged toad. Fantastic. Oh, the toad is very useful to humans because she eats lots of pests that can be harmful to crops. Healthy toads are a sign of a healthy environment since they can only live in a clean, natural habitat. And I know a different term for that, and that is a bioindicator. Yes, my partner taught me this word. She's a scientist. And a bioindicator, bio for biology, an indicator for something that tells us something, I think. Well, the whole word, I think. Is that is where it comes from. But basically what that means is the biology or the species inside the environment tell us how healthy the environment is based on how healthy they are. So when environmentalists and scientists check up on the health of the environment, they look at these types of animals, frogs and toads. It's very helpful. Bioindicator. This is your term for the day. Use this in a sentence at least 3 times. Oh, and it kind of makes them superheroes. So they go, they need us. Ah! Yes, we do. We do need you. Oh, unfortunately, and this is kind of the sad part, there are fewer and fewer toads around the earth. Some species are endangered and some are extinct. This could be because of pollution, the use of pesticides, global warming, or the destruction of their habitat by humans. And she makes a little note down here saying, this information is sad, so I'm not going to make a joke here. It's true. So, remember to keep our planet clean. The toad is our friend, and she needs your help. The animals need our help. And see, buddy with the frogs is the way we should be. Well, that was very interesting. I hope you enjoyed that. And now I am going to take the time to sing a little song that we like to sing about frogs. And he has no idea that we're going to sing it. Are you ready? Yeah? There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's no ice cream in the sea. There's a stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a stone in the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a stone in the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a frog on the stick and the stone in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a frog on the stick and the stone in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a wart that's really a wart. There's really just a bump. There's a wart on the frog on the stone and the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. Wait, no. There's a wart on the frog on the stick and the stone in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair on the wart on the frog and the stone and the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hair on the wart on the frog and the stone and the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a bug on the hair on the wart on the frog and the stone and the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a bug on the hair on the wart on the frog and the stone and the stick in the hole in the bottom of the sea. There's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole in the bottom of the sea. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that as well. Sing it with your friends, and we'll see you next time on Kelly's Reading Corner.
Thanks for joining us. See you next Friday. This has been a Ginger Cat production.